Jared Bayless is checked in for Milwaukee. Half.
In last year, lose a tough spot.
Mirotic has gone 3 for 4 from the floor tonight. To the middle. Here's Parker. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Flash. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Mayo's checked in.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his teams.
There's 57 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
That's how you extend the lead. I mean, they have tremendous confidence going for them right now, and that confidence is leading to some excellent shooting.
And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he
wants. Let's go. Can't hold him.
That accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Parker, a screen on Brooks. Here's Mayo. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
And, you know, you can feel the desperation right now. They're starting to lose their composure offensively.
Yeah, it's palpable, Greg. I mean, clearly you can see the frustration. And it's understandable. I mean, right now they're on the wrong side of a big run.
Monroe, no good. Well, Chicago has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Here's Flash. Again, Chicago.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Now here's Vasquez. He feeds it to Monroe. Gasol with the steal. Can't hit. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Rolls out front, running away with it. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined again by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, let's go to you. Your opinion on their game so far.
Well, how about that ball? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy basketball.
On Milwaukee.
Well, they got more than a few problems to work out, but it all starts with their defense. I know the analytical people love to point out opponent field goal percentage, and tonight has been a big problem. They haven't defended.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin.
Getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Just absolute domination in this one for Flash. He has 35 points, and he's unleashed a barrage of three-pointers on him.
And Clark, you can tell they're good right now when the ball leaves his hand. He has racked up a ton of points.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Jabari Parker is out there with Greg Monroe. And it's Carter Williams in at the 1. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Good. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor. And the big lead becomes bigger.
To see, they've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Rose against Carter Williams. He dishes it to Monroe. No good again that time.
They have been more dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Carter Williams, the pass to Parker. Carter Williams against Rose. Shot clock at 6. Gasol with the steal. In transition, here come the Bulls. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And the dunk by Rose.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Some changes for Chicago. Portis, he's checked in for Noah. Gibson comes in for Pau Gasol. And Tony Snell subbed in for Jimmy Butler. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Henson's checked in. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. Portis, the pass to Rose. Uncovered. And he gets the jumper to drop. Rose has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Well, I tell you what, getting out in transition has really been a big part of this run they're on now.
And the best way to pile up points in a hurry, just run and get your buckets before the defense can get set.
Rose with the double team. In the corner, Middleton with it. Just 5 on the clock. Dishes it to Antetokounmpo. And they force the shot clock violation. Great deal. Chicago making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Dunleavy. Etuan Moore comes in for Tony Snell. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And guys, the great freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The three ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
Flash is checked in for Aaron Brooks. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. To stop the run, Mirotic grabs the miss.
You know, going back to Giannis, he has the physical makeup and skill set to be a triple-double guy. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be able to fulfill his potential, except consistency. That's the area he's got to tighten up.
Bucks have gone 0-5 to the start of the second quarter. Extremely cold shooting coming out of the locker room. Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. They get a hand on it. Now here's Carter Williams. D right on him. Cannot hit. And in Chicago the other way.
And talking about Giannis, he was clearly one of the very best players in that 2013 draft. Selected number 15 overall by the Bucks. And if you looking back, to me,
wasn't even on that side of the court yet, but I.
With the kind of player he's developed into.
A different look for Milwaukee. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Monroe. Vasquez comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams.
Clearly a mental lapse at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time. But it's really exacerbated when you
all over you.
Showcasing his skills with that slam.
He knows how to put the exclamation point on those, doesn't he? Man, oh man.
Does he ever?
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Here's Flash. Man, oh, man.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
And again, the Bucks miss.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
.135 left to play here in the third. Look at that shot! How did that go in? Oh! Well, Clark, the Bucks were much improved on the road last season, going 18-23.
Yeah, they were very competitive. This young team fought hard and rarely found themselves out of games on the road, which is a good sign for the future.
Teardrop shot, and Gibson sends it back. Here we go, all alone.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
And for the Bucks, who only won 5 road games in 2014, last year's mark of 18 is a huge step forward. Still, they had problems last year as they had an 11-game road losing streak towards the end of the season. He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. And just a great job of controlling that defensive backboard, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
7 straight fast break points, Greg. They've got the defense gasping for breath right now.
And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
Well, I tell you, the Bucks are taking steps in the right direction on the road. The problem is the franchise hasn't had a winning record on the road since 2001.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Pau Gasol.
And one. Yeah.
Comes in for each one more. And Brooks subbed in for Flash. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Parker's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the Bulls making a change here. Noah's checked in. They're having trouble stopping this run.
And the more trips they continue to come up empty, the more the pressure builds on them.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. A floater, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Group shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Bayless. To the middle. Back to Mayo. With 1 on the clock, it's off. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Chicago just dominating this one. And we're just... And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. At small and power forward, it's Dunleavy and Gasol. Jimmy Butler is out there with Flash, and it's Noah in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
They break it out, 5 on 3. Now here's Ennis, defended by Dunleavy. Tipped away. Now Ennis. 6 to shoot. Runner in the lane. Noah with the block. And again, Chicago running the court in transition. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Parker. And here we go, the Bulls fast break, and Noah with the slam.
And Clark, that's really deflating floor team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get, and then the one you allowed the opponent to get.
Okay.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage.
What are you doing?
And they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. Final quarter.
She thought it was going to be a dunk.
Scoring again. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Moore with the bucket.
And they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Pass to Vaughn. Monroe against Moore. The drive by Monroe. 4-on-1 and they're running. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Come on, you got to catch that.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And Clark, they've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, I think so. Too cool. I mean, just not forceful enough, not alert or aggressive enough, and sometimes trying to do too much with the basketball.
Yeah, but you can't force that square.
Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown there.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And here we go again. The Bulls in transition. Up the court they go.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Moore with the steal.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Jumps up and finished off by Miritich.
The shooting
Dunk after dunk after
to
dunk.
elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Now here's Ennis. He's tightly guarded. The feed to Copeland. Here's Vaughn. The dish now to Ennis. 4 on the shot clock. To stop the drought, Moore with the block. And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Monroe left side. Now the pass to Vaughn. Down low. Copeland can't hit. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Chicago.
And this was one that never really was in doubt about Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Flash. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Flash is checked in for Aaron Brooks. The Bulls shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
There's a minute left here in the fourth quarter. And Flash gets it to go.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Off his foot, and they're saying he kicked the ball. Now Bayless. 43 seconds left in the game. Clock at 6. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Here's Flash, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shout two. The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down. A perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome mark of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17. Also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here is Bayless. Outside Mayo. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
That's this last second buzzer beater, boy.
Here's Flash. Moore passes to Flash. Lets it go with the three. And the shot is good.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out.
Here we go. It's all us right here. 121 to 11. Let's
get on the ropes. They started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
Shot from the inbound, and that one drops.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys.
You ain't got nothing on me.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. It was lights out shooting at its best from him in this game. 60-plus points is rarefied territory that few players ever see in the NBA. But we saw it here tonight. Truly jaw-dropping.
He was completely on a different level tonight. And his insane point total tells us that. Trust me, it's not easy to get that many points in this league. But he had their number tonight, and the coach did a great job of continuing running plays.
We'll see you again.
Just because you search it up don't mean it's true.